what I did want to talk about is I've been watching Giga this whole. She's become my favorite VTuber. Like, I like a bunch of other VTubers, but I really have been watching a lot of her content as of recently. I would also say other VTubers are Alicia X Life or Alicia X Death. I forget what her actual like Twitch username is, but it's one of those, I think. And she's just so funny. I fucking love her. I discovered her through the whole like Doki Bird situation where with the cat chat creator, which I did watch her for a little bit before that happened, and I was like, oh. I found her through that, and then I found she was like really funny, and I watched like a bunch of her reaction videos, and that's kind of the same thing that happened with Giga, with all the Vshoujo that stuff that was going on. I ended up watching a lot of Giga stuff because I love the way that she, like, breaks stuff down. Like, she knows, like, just from listening to her, you know that she knows what the fuck she's talking about. Like, she knows the ins and outs of VTubing, like, how company stuff's supposed to work, like, like, she knows, she's very experienced, and it shows in the way that she just talks about stuff, you know what I mean? I'm just, like, so fucking blown away, and I admire her so much for that. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't start. I'm okay. I am very anti VTubing agency because I think that a lot of times either they can't make enough money off the VTubers in order to pay people, or they exploit the VTubers in order to pay people, and then the VTubers get screwed over. Either way, I haven't heard besides Hololive, I think. I haven't explicitly heard anything about that company in general, but I can imagine that it is not right, but definitely probably not as bad as like Nishojo. Or yeah, Nishojo, Bishojo. The two companies that were in trouble. Oh, Niji Sanji and Bisojo. I tried to combine those. I'm so fucking dumb. You know what? You know what? Maybe I do need that on. Actually. VTuber companies, I haven't seen a single good one actually, like a functioning VTuber agency where everyone gets paid, you know what I mean? Because I'm assuming they're contracted workers, like they're not hourly workers, so they don't get paid per like hours. Like, say if it was like $10 an hour and they streamed for like 5 hours, they would get like $50 at the end. Like, that's not how that works. If so many other people would be like flocking towards VTuber agencies, but because what they're supposed to do is they're supposed to help you with connections, but it's like if you're doing all that yourself, like how Giga was talking about doing that, then honestly there's really no point in joining one because you're just constricting yourself to what you can and can't do in a company that is just making money off of you. So, but I would love for Giga to either have like a VTuber school almost, or sell courses. Like, I know selling courses is not the best like thing, but it would be more, I feel like I feel like better than a fucking VTuber agency, like more ethical than a VTuber agency. That, or honestly, I could see her definitely becoming a VTuber who, because I know I've seen a lot of VTubers post about like, oh, you should do X, Y, and Z for this and that, but it's like a lot of them I found that they're helpful, definitely. But a lot of them are generally very vague because VTubing in general is very hard. So there's no like concrete thing that you could do to be like, okay, so step one, you do this, and then you do this, and then you do this, and then you do this. Because that's not going to work for everybody, especially if your content is different. Or, like, say, someone wants to be a gaming channel, but then on the other side, someone else wants to do like cooking or work on cars and show people how to do stuff to their cars, or there's someone who's like a IRL streamer or person who does like vlogging and stuff like that. Like, you're not gonna get the same type of advice you would for one channel as another. But I'm like, VTubers mostly they do gaming stuff, so I feel like a lot of the advice is good, but I know there's also people who like to do stuff like they're comfortable having their hands in the camera, but not like their face. So they'll do like opening and trying snacks. Like I've seen Kenji do that. Or opening like Pokemon cards or something like I could see, or like fan mail or stuff like that. Though I know if it's not like your main content, you're probably not gonna put a lot of time and effort into perfecting like that sort of content. Like if you're a gaming VTuber but you also want to do like it's your birthday and then you give people a PO box and then you do a gift opening thing. Like obviously it's just gonna be like a once or twice a year thing, maybe, if they want to, and like make it an annual thing. Then they're not gonna need to like know all the tips and tricks about how to do that, because at that point you already have like a base audience that is already watching your stuff. I mean, I'm sure there's other people who would see that and find it interesting, but you're gonna want to focus on creating like one type of content, at least per channel, if you're going to branch out to other content. You know what I mean? Like, say you want to have one channel for gaming, one channel for if you do art, one channel if you do like cooking, or like, you know, whatever. But basically, if you do a bunch of things, you can do multiple channels if you plan on doing that thing a lot. But if it's just like something here or there, I don't think you really need to do that. But I'm like, that's just my advice. I am not by any means a professional VTuber. Like, I just started doing all the things like posting shorts and TikToks constantly and promoting on social media and having a consistent streaming and upload schedule. Like, I'm just starting to do these things, that I've been a streamer for at least 3-4 years, and I've only been affiliated for like 2 of them, and even then it was hard. I mean, of course life stuff gets in the way, so I had a lot of IRL stuff that I had to deal with, and I moved a lot. But it was just like there was a lot of things where it was just not a good living situation, so it was hard to deal with what was happening in real life and then also, you know, keep on a constant sort of schedule like that. It's really hard when, especially if you're not like privileged, it's really hard to not have your schedule go kaput at certain points because of life stuff. And it's like the thing about the algorithm is that if you're not constantly like posting, if you're not constantly like making content and making videos and stuff like that, then the algorithm isn't going to really, you know, treat your videos nicely. And that sucks, because it's like, what if you have a health crisis? What if an accident happens and you're in recovery for a while, you know? Then you have this constant looming fear of, are people gonna still pay attention? Is YouTube, Twitch, whoever, am I still gonna be pushed to my audience? Like, there's all that kind of stuff you have to juggle all at once, and that's also why I love Giga, is because she's very brutally honest. Like, she's not like mean about it, but she's very professional, and she's very honest about it being a taxing and time consuming type of thing. And what I am trying to say is YouTube, or not YouTube, but just content creation in general is so fucking draining. Like, I love it, don't get me wrong, I love it, but now actually like putting in the work I've been supposed to be putting in this whole time to actually get traction, it's fucking hard. Like, it really is. I think that a lot of times people aren't really ready for it, or they're not prepared. Especially, oh god, don't even get me started on the debut. I hope that all of the other VTubers who are starting out, I hope they also have good luck. Because VTubing has gotten really popular, which is good, but that means that it's harder and harder for people to stand out. And I hate when people go around and be like, oh, you look like this VTuber. And it's like, even though it might be true, per se, or like, people will be like, oh, you're copying this VTuber or that VTuber. And I'm just like, while it might be true that they look similar, that doesn't mean that VTubers are copying each other. There's only so many designs that the human mind can think of, you know what I mean? Like, every story has been told again, like, over and over again a bajillion times with just different characters and different scenarios. And all art kind of the same thing, except I feel like art is more diverse because you can make a lot more stuff, and art is very subjective, so you could make very similar things but yet derive very different meanings from both of them. Or maybe that's the reason why art is, so vast. But when it comes to character designs, it's the kind of the same thing with OC characters too. Like, I've seen where it was like, oh, you copied my OC design because they have this or that feature, this or that color palette. And it's like, no. Like, you guys can have very similar characters, but them not be the same. Unless you literally copy and paste a freaking character design from one character to another, then it's not really, like copying. And I mean, that might be a hot take for some people, but I don't think so. But that's how I feel like with VTuber designs too. There's only so many cute anime girl designs that can be designed without there being some overlap of either like aesthetics or hairstyles or color palettes or accessories or whatever. Like, there's only so many combinations you can get before there is a little bit of overlap. And it's like, obviously there's gonna be stuff that's like, oh, obviously this VTuber ripped off another design, where it's like they're copying not just like their VTuber design, but also the branding and catchphrase and like socials. Like, just obviously, if there's a VTuber that's not only copying the design but like everything else about the VTuber, then okay, obviously that's stealing. Like, say you guys like take Cinder, and because I think that everyone was right about Cinder fucking stealing from that one Cerberus VTuber, because the designs were it was like both the timing and the design look. They were way too similar, way too, like, it was obviously planned. But that's just my opinion. But like, that is a very obvious thing for me, that because it's not like she was stealing like the whole character, but she was still stealing like designs and making sure that she got them out either close to or before the other VTuber, in order to seem like she was the one who had the original ideas. And I'm like, bitch. Huh. Anyways, like, I know there's definitely a couple of other VTubers that are like that, but thankfully I haven't encountered them. Or I think I might have seen another video about someone copying Shy Lily and comparing the starting design to current design. It was like pretty obvious. It was like, yeah. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it feels like as soon as I started VTubing, everyone around me wanted to start VTubing as well, and I'm like, hell yeah. Because the more of us there are, the more there is to kind of normalize VTubing, because I feel like it definitely caught on when Iron Mouse became really popular, but I still feel like it's kind of we're not quite in the mainstream yet, which is fine, but I feel like especially if you are in a bunch of other subcategories, then it's harder for you to find people. And I'm not gonna lie, when I say that it feels like there is a lot of preference for VTubers who look like skinny white anime girls, and not a lot of VTubers who have different either 3D models or different body types, or honestly furries. Like, I know that there are definitely quite a few popular furry VTubers, so that's why I'm not like, oh, we furries, we are so depressed, we're so suppressed. Like, no, I definitely think that furries are definitely popular already. It's just, if you have, like, I saw this really cool, like, claymation VTuber, and I can't remember what the fucking name of it was. So many VTubers look so similar to each other. That too, that's what I was talking about earlier, where it's like, it's kind of inevitable that if you have a humanoid VTuber, even furry VTubers, a lot of them can look similar, but a lot of VTubers are going to resemble each other because there's so many different things there's so many different designs, but there's only so many combinations you could kind of make from the same things. That's why I'm like, where's my diversity? I bet people would think that I look like somebody else, or like I would look like another pink VTuber, because that's also a thing, that like there are a lot of pink Sakura VTubers and stuff like that. The more complex you make your characters, the less likely that they're gonna be kind of like copied, I'd say.